Own Online started 3 years ago. We started trading in October 2005, specifically to try and make local food available to everybody for their weekly shopping. Up until that point, we believed that local food was fairly inaccessible. It was lovely, and there were several outlets for it, ranging from farm shops to veg box schemes to the giant farm shops that are fairly well known around here. We have over 100 suppliers to us. We sort of mentally divide them into producers, wholesalers and general businesses. 80% of our sales will be in local produce, so that's product that is made in Devon, Dorset or Cornwall. So that is basically dairy, bakery, meat, veg, fish. Those are the key categories. We are retailers first and foremost. That is our expertise. We don't pretend to be producers. We are here to provide a service and the logistics of delivering 3,000 products to several hundred households is a big logistic in its own right. Keith and I have a background in retail. We've been in retail between us about 40 years in all, so we appreciate the necessity of IT. From day one, obviously it was an online business, so it goes without saying that we needed a website. The online systems at most of the supermarkets still rely on them picking out of a supermarket, so the staff at those supermarkets will be picking as if they are shopping for you. In other words, they'll get Mr. and Mrs. Smith's trolley, they'll run around with that trolley, filling it up, and then putting it through the checkout, then onto the lorry. But what we do, which is more like Ocado, is we'll actually pick by product. So we feel that is much more efficient. Obviously it doesn't require the retail environment that is burning up considerable amounts of electricity, air conditioning, heating, etc. But it allows us to go and grab a multiple quantity of a product, loads of cans of baked beans or lumps of cheddar, and run down the aisles with those cheddars filling up the boxes. So there is an efficiency there, whereas if you use the old method, you're running back to that cheddar counter several times, depending on each shop. The whole of the IT is actually based around retail rather than production. That does generally make it intuitive. Having said that, I would say that with most IT, you need to champion it, and there needs to be a champion within the business that's prepared to sit down and analyse the software and hardware intimately. That way they can actually transfer the knowledge to other members of staff. So implementing it's been fine. I would say one Achilles heel has actually been the server. Not our server, but we do use a local internet provider. They did have some problems which caused us some headaches for a while, and there was one week in particular, in fact, where that server went down. It didn't only affect us, it affected a lot of West Country websites, but because food is so time critical, it was very disturbing at the time. You need to get the orders on time, everything's got to sell by date. I'm a great believer in paying for people expertise. I think if one actually goes around trying to learn everything in this world, you'll go loopy, and really Keith, Sue and I and Karen are actually here to run a retail business, and we don't really want to be starting to write software. So I think it's how you approach your own business personally. I think if you make something, that's what you should be doing. I think if you spread yourself too thinly, that's when things can go wrong. Okay, so what does the future hold for Own? Well, I think the expandability of the brand is limited here because I think it undermines the local nature of the business. However, the Own brand has been built to possibly franchise to other counties. So you've got Cornwall's Own, Somerset's Own, Yorkshire's Own, London's Own, UK's Own, whatever you like, Own label. And IT, I think, then will play a much bigger part. We can share resources. We talked briefly earlier about the expandability of the system, and that will expand to multi-locations. And I think also it will help each of those businesses feed off each other. Once one's got the knowledge of the system, that can pass on to another county. Another county might want to shop, they can set up a till, they can use barcoding where perhaps we wouldn't. So yes, I mean we're absolutely totally dependent on it.